I will talk to you of art,
Yes.
for there is nothing else.
Are you all ready to join me today on our trip to outer space?
Come along quietly or not.
You can have all the talent in the world and never get anywhere.
Some artist will bait a hook and let you bite upon it.
And now, without further ado...
Hello, everybody. This is another episode of the Planet Shivers podcast. I'm Albert Shivers, and this time we're just going to jump right in to the conversation with my guest, Ellyse Burnett. Ellyse and I go all the way back to high school. We worked on films and theater together. It was so great to have this conversation with her, and this podcast is also going to feature a quick excerpt of audio from a play that I wrote and directed that Ellyse was in. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Alright folks, this is another episode of Planet Shivers. Albert Shivers. Isaac Wilson on sound isn't here today, but we miss him. And I'm sitting here with a friend of mine. We go back a very long way, even to high school, but we didn't even know it. Ellyse Burnett, actress and great friend. Thanks for doing this show. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we, without even knowing it, went to high school together.
Yeah.
Knew all the same people.
But
and
never.
Just never.
No.
Didn't realize until college.
I do, though. I swear. I could possibly swear my life on it. I have a memory of you being in a musical theater class, but only for like a half an hour. It was like the first day of that class, and we were all sitting down, and like Mrs. Hoffman was going over what we were gonna do, and I think you realized like it wasn't what you thought, and then at the end of class you left, and I never saw you again, so I figured that you had transferred out, and that was the only time. You had long curly hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
but all the
that's
same.
all true. I don't remember you, but yeah, I got enrolled in that class because I thought it was going to be, I don't know, I thought it was going to be more like music.
Right, that's what I figured.
And theater.
Yeah, and singing.
And I ran, who was that guy? The guidance counselor I had. Do you remember your guidance counselor?
There was Mr. Miller.
That was it. That's
okay. Because I was like, Miller or Knisley? But Miller.
It was Miller. Mm-hmm. I ran to him.
Help, get me out of here.
Yeah, pretty much. Like this was, and there was another kid in that class who did it. Another boy did the same thing.
And I went on to take musical theater 1 and 2, and then retake them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as a senior, I was just like bored. They wouldn't let you leave early.
No.
If you did like the shows, you couldn't leave and come back. So I would retake theater classes to quote unquote raise my grades.
Wow. But
really just so I could, I don't know, fuck off until it was time to, do rehearsal shit.
But so we did cross paths, but
we did
for about like a half hour, and I did not.
Just a moment in time.
Yeah, I was too busy like, get me out of here.
Probably. Meanwhile, I was like, yeah, this is great. I'm gonna sing cabaret.
So is that your first go? Probably, right?
Yes.
Through that class?
I didn't get into... That's the thing. I have no sense of time. I don't know if I was a sophomore or a junior. Because you graduated in, 2008? Yeah, and I was 2009.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't get into theater in high school until I was a sophomore. Okay. And yeah, like I said, my memory is horrible from high school. Just continuously block more out as the years go. But yeah, I was only in it for 3 years, so I don't know. But then that sparked a whole can of worms.
Yeah.
That ended up being college. So
yeah. And it was a big culture shock for me. Wallenpaupack reminds me of the high school that doesn't really exist but is on TV.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like I am on TV now. Like we all have lockers. Like what? A locker?
We speak at them.
Like lockers only exist on Degrassi.
Oh my God, Degrassi. Yes.
So, but yeah. So it was a big show.
You didn't have a locker in New York?
No, there weren't enough.
What?
For all the kids.
That's crazy. And it's
so
like...
they just they did away with them completely.
You just got to carry your backpack? Wow, where that was like contraband in Paul.
Yeah,
they were if you're carrying your backpack, you have a gun.
Yeah.
They were very ahead of their times, I guess.
Yeah. And at that point, did you know in from high school going to ESU, did you know you wanted to pursue theater?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I wanted to be Mrs. Hoffman, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I had even applied to DeSales where she had gone, which is it's in Allentown, and it's
right.
a really hoity-toity acting school. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to defer me for a year. They were like, you should take some community courses and then go. We'll take you. And I was like, no, I have to go now or I'm never gonna go.
Right.
So, I had gotten out of theater, but by accident. Mm-hmm. In some hoity-toity art schools, they have communication degrees where you can get a degree in theater and English. And then you can just get a teaching certificate on top of it. And right. You could teach either, which is what I believe Hoffman had done at DeSales. And I was like, I'm going to do the same thing. I like writing, I like English, and I love theater. I'll teach it. And so I didn't know that it was different depending on where you went to school. So I was a communications major going into ESU for half my freshman year. So I got out of theater. Oh, yeah. And then I quickly recoursed back into theater because I was like, if my parents are making me go to school, I'm at least going to pay for what I want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I started ESU as a history major.
Which is why history? I mean, you like history, but it's
I do. Similar, though, to what you're saying. I had to go.
Yeah.
So I chose what was the least painful. Mm-hmm. Now, I went to a specialty art school from 6th to 8th grade for visual art.
Gotcha.
And then dropped it completely in high school. I started ESU, history major, and I like history, but I was ensconced in it. I was drowning in history. So I was like, this isn't fun.
No.
And I wanted to quit. So I remember I cut out of ESU one day, drove to my mother's house in Narrowsburg.
Oh, wow.
And she was the one who said to me, can you change your major? And I was like, I could. She's like, well, how about you just change it?
Yeah.
Go back to doing art. You like doing art. And I was getting artsy again in dribs and drabs.
Of course.
And she said, then if you still hate it, then come back and we'll talk. And I also can contribute it to my own, being in, 18 and weird and just trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
So I switched, and then that put me in the Fine Arts Building.
Oh. Which
put me right in front of a poster asking for submissions to the One Acts. And there we go.
And there you have it. Yeah, since I was a communications major, I was already in the Fine Arts Building. And I was seeing the theater, and I was strangely intimidated by it all. Even though I had worked in high school and did all the classes and was in shows, and then you get to college and you're oh, what if they don't like me?
Right.
Stupid. And then since you felt like such a newcomer coming in from a different major into theater, and they're already so strained, incestuously tight knit that you're that whole first, I think semester I laid really low.
Gotcha.
As soon as I met Steph through my advisor, because I told my advisor I really want to do theater, I don't know what to do. He was like, here, Stephanie French will take you.
Right.
And she was just she kind of threw me, and she was like, here's Rob, and you should do something with the One Acts. And I was just I can do Run Crew. And so I did Run Crew the year that you directed 10,000 Cigarettes. Yes. Gotcha. Yeah. I remember moving a bathtub.
Lucky I remember 3 of the 4.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But I did 10,000 Cigarettes. Then the next year was the Tennessee Williams year.
Yeah.
And they
I stepped
took
out
me
that year.
back.
They took you back.
Well, I directed again.
Oh, yeah, you did. You did.
I did the Pink Bedroom with Merv and Stephanie Cariffi.
I was in those 1X versus Run Crew.
Okay.
That was the year that I was like, I guess I'll audition.
So which one were you in again?
This Property is Condemned.
Oh, how can I forget that?
How could you forget that?
How could I?
Yeah, there was some director issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the drama moves to your play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you did the Pink Bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Which also, I heard, had some drams.
If anybody didn't listen to that one, they should. But I drew out 3 costume ideas and gave them all 3 and said, this one's really risque, but it's really cool.
Yeah.
And these are ones that aren't as risque. Pick one and just whatever you want to wear.
We'll make it happen.
And she picked the risque one, and they cornered her. Like, is Albert making you wear this outfit?
I imagine the professors, like, pulling
Right.
her aside.
Yeah.
And her, like, smoke. No!
Right. Nobody would cast her
Really?
in 1X that year, or as far as I know, in regular plays that year. Because she, and I might be wrong, I want her to be on. I'm trying to
Yeah.
coax her on.
I was
show.
wondering because, damn it, I would love to fucking hear
Right?
that interview.
It'll happen.
It's,
it has to happen.
time. Yeah.
Gotta space people out.
Yeah.
She had, I believe, just started a job that was very demanding.
Oh, yes. At, like, one of, like, Great Wolf or something.
Yeah.
You know, one of those
And that was to be her career.
Of course.
So she was given that first priority.
Yeah.
But she was still in school and she still wanted to act.
Of course.
So we worked on 10,000 Cigarettes together.
Yeah.
And we worked well, got along a
Yeah.
little bit. And nobody else would put her in a play because the moment they seen her schedule,
Oh,
they were
yeah.
like,
No.
nope. But I knew, that she would be fine.
She looked great in that costume, damn it.
Right? She nailed it. I'm so glad I filmed it. Because I filmed all that stuff. I'm so glad that I did.
That's one thing I wish is, with all, like, the director shit that had gone on with Property, Melissa came in kind of last minute.
Right.
And was like, we're gonna make it happen for you guys. And we were like, we were like devastated but hopeful. We were like, okay. And like nothing is recorded.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I wish it was somewhere.
Right.
Just to have. I mean, like, I don't like to watch things that I'm in particularly or listen to them, but to have the memory would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just so much fucking dialogue
Yeah.
for Property that I was like, I wish I could just have it to show people that I could memorize so much
Right.
at one time. Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fun year.
That was a fun year.
Yeah.
And Luke was in one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I remember the fucking set. It was a whole...
It was a whole freaking house.
Yeah. That they had to just like bring out. It was like Pink Bedroom was first.
Yeah.
And then Property was right after. Steph used to shake me before she would come off in her like lingerie getup, and I would be like hiding in like a wing with that doll I had to carry, and I'd be like shitting a brick because nerves.
Right.
And she'd be like, "You're gonna fucking kill us," and then she would just like walk off in her stripper heels.
Right.
I was just like, thank God for Steph. As I'm like half in tears, like just mortified about like balancing on train tracks for half a show.
Right.
Yeah, she was great.
And you refreshed my memory. You did end up with actual train something.
We did.
It wasn't going to be mimed, which was the original idea.
The original idea was
There's no set.
no props, no set, just miming.
Yeah.
And then at the end we had train tracks. I think Tyler like held a kite. I think he was flying a kite. I don't know. And I had a doll and like Pearl. Yeah. By the end we had like a full picture of it all.
I think Pink Bedroom and the last one and the middle
Because
one.
you guys had a bed.
We had a bed. We had a wall with a door.
Yeah.
Merv
Nightstands, right?
Yeah, and we had 2 doors because I was hiding in one closet.
And he was in and out
and
Merv
of Merv had to like come and leave the room.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a big year for sets.
Well,
how did you end up being the guy in the closet in Pink Bedroom?
Because
was someone cast in that or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, initially it was Will.
Oh.
Initially it was him. Then he couldn't do it.
Also from Will and Paul Beck.
Really?
Oh yeah, he was best friends with Tyler. They both went into ESU together.
Jeez. I was amongst you guys. I didn't even know it.
The world gets smaller.
That's crazy. Why did we all end up there?
Because it's close.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Too close, but yet far enough away.
Yeah. But he was the original dude in the closet. Then he backed out.
Weird.
Then I wanted to get Gabe to do it.
Yeah.
Because he and I were like starting to like become like friendly. And he couldn't do it. And we were getting close. And I was the only person who knew the lines.
Right.
Knew what to do by that point.
Okay.
And it was like, I forget who was overseeing it.
I think Rob.
Yeah. And I had gone to him and I was like, I had 2 dudes drop out and we're so close to this being a show. Like, what? Like,
what the fuck?
Can I just do it?
Yeah.
And just, it'll just happen. So that's what he was like, all right, fine. So I just did it. So, I would, if you were to watch like the final cut, because I edited together the video, I would sit behind the closet door where there was a crack in the walls.
Okay.
And film from behind set in the robe, in costume. I would sit there and film. Then when it came time for me to go out, stop filming and stash the camera. Go out, do my thing. And then the way we would leave stage was the same spot I would stash the camera. So I just grab it.
Wow.
Then the rest of it, I would like film the dress rehearsals.
Oh.
So that's how I was able to piece it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering that because I was like, if you're not up in the booth with Rob filming it or anything, like, how are you?
That's how I was a little sneaky. I would put all these cuts in.
Yeah.
From like different angles just to kind of make it something.
Of course.
But,
Who was your stage manager?
Jillian.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, who did you trust to go up in the booth and like, I don't know, be with Rob?
That was a whole nother debacle.
Oh, no. Because I'm sure that, well, Rob ultimately let you do it. But then I was like, how are they cool with you not being up?
Right.
Watching it for light cues or sound or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So that play started, and we may have we're dropping names like crazy.
We are. Sorry, we're name dropping.
Yeah.
We should have changed them all.
Originally, Steph was my stage manager.
Okay.
And I put her as a stage manager.
Yeah.
And then she says something happened. Where she got a job or commitments changed.
Right.
And she couldn't be there. She could only be there 2 or 3 days a week out of the 5.
Huh.
And so I spoke to Rob. And I said, do we get rid of her or can I have a second stage manager? Can I have 2 stage managers?
Yeah.
And he goes, you can have 2. It's fine. So Stephanie gets the part. Jillian doesn't. I reach out to her. I'm like, look, I need a second stage manager. You want to come do that? Yeah. She was all about it. Cool. We have our first meeting. And sees that there's a second stage manager and gets super offended and quits.
Oh, fuck.
Right then and there. Literally just like teared up and left.
Oh, no.
So...
See, and like now that we're like older and we've been out of school, it's like, that shouldn't have been a big deal. But like at the time, it's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
It's a huge fucking deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she just totally quit and Jillian just got the promotion to being full-time.
Gotcha.
And that's how her and I just became more of, like, close friends.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like so much petty drama shit, but at the same time, like, you do become so much closer to these people in your department. I don't know if they still do them. I hope they do. Hope they're carrying the fucking torch. Right. But and it's just cool. Like, you know, your peers are directing you. They're stage managing you. You're acting. You're building this. Like, it's really, I don't know. To me, it feels more intimate than just the stage shows. Just because it's like you're all relying on each other. Yeah. You know.
And so, to transition here, I was actually very disappointed with the Tennessee Williams theme when they announced it.
You know, I was wondering if you were. Because I was like, how did you find a script that you even liked enough to do? Not to say that Tennessee Williams is not, you know, a fucking genius in his own right. Yeah.
But I had my own scripts in the barrel.
Of course.
Ready.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn it. Like, now I gotta do something. So I was very disappointed, but I wouldn't let it, like, discourage me from doing it again.
Of course.
The next year, which was the Valentine's Day theme.
It was.
And I was just so ready.
You were so ready to submit your own shit.
So ready. And I was saying like a little prayer. I was like, please, like, just give me the framework to have my own script.
Are you a senior at this point? Am I a junior? Hold on.
That was the last play I did for them. So.
Yeah, because... Yes, this is my junior year. Because I was like, was I an officer at this point? And I was. Okay. I think I was secretary of stage 2 at this point. Okay. I know. Just whittled my fucking way up there to the top.
So I finally got the opportunity.
Yeah.
And from what I believe, you may have told me this story or not, but you were the one who got my play pushed through.
Oh, perhaps. That's why I was like, was I an officer? Because I don't remember, and shit on me for not, but I don't remember the submission process. Like, I vaguely maybe remember we all had to sit in a room and read a bunch of scripts.
Right. From what I remember, though, they weren't going to finish mine.
Yeah.
And then you had told them, no, finish it. Yes. And then that's what...
Because the ending is fucking golden. Because, yeah, they were like, they were like, it's fucking bizarre. They were like, it's Al. And, like, of course. They were like, but it's not going to fit. And I was like, it's going to fit. We're going to make it fit. Right. Yeah.
So, yes. I knew that afterwards. And then once again, like, I kind of already had it in my head that I wanted you to be in it.
Oh, like, I was going to say, did that influence your decision?
Well, it didn't, because I didn't know
You didn't know at the time,
at the time.
Mm-hmm. I remember auditioning that night.
Yeah, I remember that.
With Gabe. Because we saw each other in the hallway, and we're reading, and he's like, are you going to fucking read for this? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to fucking read. And he was like, all right, let's go, let's do it. And I was like, okay. And, you know, Gabe and his charm, right. I was like, yeah, sure, like, let's just fucking go, fuck it. And then reading it with him, I was like, he's fucking bomb. Like, you know, I knew that he was already good from classes and from previous one acts, but I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck if I'm not in this, but I hope he's in this. Yeah.
And yeah, like, he was great at it.
Yeah. And then he had to fucking drop out.
He did.
I remember, like, he called me. And I don't know if people had tipped me off or what. Maybe he called me about something else. I don't know. I just remember being outside the black box, like, hysterical crying that he was backing out of this. And I was just like, we're fucked. We're fucked. I was just like...
It felt that way.
Yeah, I was just like, how the fuck could you do this to me? And looking back on it now, I'm like, it was 10 minutes. It was a moment in time.
Right.
But at the time, it's like, it's fucking detrimental. And you've already rehearsed with this person, and you feel like a level of security.
And this was a play
Yeah.
that was very intimate.
Very.
So
in rehearsal, he licked my face.
Yeah.
What a fucking
we
choice.
We were gonna keep that.
Yeah, we were. I think didn't we do it? Did Joey lick my face? I don't remember either.
What I still harbor like some guilt about, and is that so Gabe had to leave. Mm-hmm. You and I go through like some insane ideas.
Yeah.
About like how to save this thing.
Yeah.
End up with Joey.
Yes.
And I remember those.
Which, thank God.
Right.
Because he was already in the first one, which was quite long. The wedding story.
Yeah.
And was Andrew in it?
Yes.
Yeah, and
he was.
Becca was in it. Yeah, he directed. Okay, yeah, and Becca was in it, and to go from, and that was the top, and we were the second, or we were the last show.
We were
Third. Yeah. Oh, to go from that to just like change everything truly, because I remember that being not, it was not as heavy.
What's that?
Like script wise and and just
well, the wedding story was like just cute.
Yeah,
one act play that was perfectly fine, but very different.
Very different
from what we were doing.
So for him to just go off and then like change shirts and be like, all right, we're different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, fuck, good for you. Yeah, I felt like indebted to him in some like crazy ways, an actress, because I was just like, we were fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those first one or two rehearsals we did with him,
I do remember. Yeah,
we
were like
real pissy about it.
Yeah, we were definitely reminiscent. And
yeah.
I was still like fucking heartbroken about it.
Right.
I do remember like going on and on about Gabe and we were doing this and we had ideas about this and this, and like to be in Joe's shoes must have been really fucking shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also harbor the same. I harbor the same guilt.
When he came out and said it, and it wasn't until he came out and said it that I had to be like, okay, wait a minute. Let me look at myself here.
Yeah.
And maybe we are being shitty to him.
Right.
So let's, we were so caught up in like just how crummy it was that he had to leave the show.
Yeah.
That we just weren't seeing like.
That we were potentially being pieces of shit to someone who was fucking helping us out.
Right.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, big time.
So, yeah.
No, after he said something, and then I think he said something to you, and then you had talked to me, and I was like, ooh, you're right. I took a hard look at myself, and I was like, fuck, yeah, like, we kind of have to just, like, scrap it and start out, like, he's new, he's gonna have new ideas.
Right.
Yes, we have, like, a small foundation, but it's like, you kind of had to knock the layers back down and then rebuild with a whole new person.
And it turned out great.
Yeah, I fucking loved it.
Totally turned out great.
Yeah.
My favorite element of it, two things, was first, like, you guys, obviously, you went completely there.
Yeah.
Like, there was.
It might have helped that Joe and I had some history.
Probably.
But. Maybe.
Whatever it takes.
Oh, yeah, like, whatever it takes to get you there.
And here's the one-act play that I had written that Ellyse starred in, along with Joey Doherty, called Flex.
We finally found each other, Andre. I've extrapolated on this for so very long, my daring darling.
And I, Yana. I'm exciting ebullience with energy. My candy crab.
We've been granted a gorgeous night, haven't we?
Yes. The sensational silver in the stars provides us the lights of love from above.
And the moon, large and looming in the lunar landscape, lends us its light.
Its bright radiance reminds me of the glorious glow in your eyes. That I have dreamt of the night after a long, lonely night.
I have delightfully dreamt of you as well.
Oh, Yana, I feel such passion toward you.
Oh, Andre, I cannot say I do not feel the same way.
I am prepared to do anything you request of me. My sultry swan.
And I am ready to be your bond-servant of absolute passion.
The mere utterance from your oral cavity is a melody to my ears, causing my body and mind to go limp with ecstasy.
The feel of your smooth, masculine physique makes
touch your apricot skin. My hands tremble and my thoughts become nonsensical. I know, however, I must preserve my flower, for it is most beautiful only when it is bloomed.
Oh, Andre, I cannot wait for our bodies to entwine and to set ourselves free in an atmosphere of blue blaze. I want to experience your body breathing against mine.
Just the thought of embracing your indefectible body makes my heartbeat feel like a tortured captive pleading for his freedom.
The notion of locking arms around you transforms my heart into a ticking time bomb awaiting its explosive outbreak.
I would go so far for you as to lick the cosmetics off your face and to taste your auburn strands of hair.
I would run my hands down your gallant body until my cerebral cortex spins into a voracious vortex.
The thought of the soft touch of your gentle hands propels racing lightning bolts through my every nerve.
Oh, Andre, let us cast our apprehension to the abounding atmosphere and bring ourselves together in the art of eternally devoted emotion.
Yes, let us cast our trepidation to the long-moving landscape and unite in the art of eternally devoted emotion.
Come the morning, all our desires will be in the past, but currently I am simply living in the present.
We will look back upon our twilight time together with fond eyes, so let us turgidity no longer.
Yes, let us pause on our pontification and prepare for passion. Andre, your masculine magnificence is momentous.
And your feminine forces, fantastic.
Well, I guess I'll see you in class tomorrow, Jason.
Yeah, Jess. See you then.
Someone's telling you that you wrote like a porno play.
Yep.
And I was like, oh god,
So-
but we're tasteful.
So, all right, little tangent.
Tangent.
The rabbi came to see Flex, and he brought a mess of old Jews with him.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't see them in the audience.
So, like, that was the first time I spoke to them after seeing Flex.
Oh man.
And
Some guy commented that I was wearing underwear, and I was like, why wouldn't I be wearing underwear? And then I was like, could you even see it in the costume? And I was like, fuck it. If you did, you did. It is what it is.
I remember dress rehearsals, Melissa being in the audience, uncontrollably giggling. while
Melissa
watching
Sherry?
Flex. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, kind of like, almost like discomfort.
Yeah.
Because, like, and that was our goal. Like, we, like, set our minds, like,
Oh,
we're going to make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, like that. I felt like we were like, yeah, like, of course, we're telling this, this backstory of, like, these two people. I don't want to call them kids, but we were kids at the time. And, they have, like, these whole separate lives apart from what they're doing.
Right.
And it's, very intricate wording, longer vocabulary.
Yeah.
Little tongue twistery at times. And yeah, I feel like what we're doing is a little uncomfortable. And she's so that way. Like, she's like the... like, when she's like, wants to run screaming out of a room. Which, like, that's what we were going for. So do you have her laughing on video?
Maybe.
Potentially?
Maybe.
I'm sure you didn't use any of that for your
I'm
final.
not sure. Yeah, it was fun, and I'm so proud. And this even goes back to Pink Bedroom, but Flex even more so, that I was the reason, or better yet, we were the reason that they had to put a parental advisory on the one acts for 2 years in a row.
I remember someone brought their whole family to the Valentine's Day one acts, and they had like younger siblings or something,
Right.
and I was just like, oh no. And like they were sitting like right there, and like they were kind of lit, so like I noticed that they were there, and I was just like, I was like, they're like fucking 6 years old. Shit. Well, they learned something, I guess, maybe that day.
Yeah. If they even like...
Yeah, whatever.
That play was pretty convoluted.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
With all those words and things.
Yeah, the words and, It was the best. It was the best every night when, like, the lights cut out and, you know, you struggle to, like, get this mask off your face and all this shit.
Right.
But then when, like, the lights come on in the end, the audience reaction was just it was great every night, yeah.
So
for them to be, like, uncomfortably laughing, but then, like, some of them getting it and, like, really being like, hey, like, it was good.
So here's a question. Okay, so the lights go out. So now when the lights went out in the play, it was meant to be assumed that you guys were banging.
Of course.
The lights went. But what's really happening is, I never thought of it that way, is that you guys are getting the masks off as you're doing that.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, did you and Joey or you, like, did you have any kind of, like, a system to just, like, get the mask off quick? Like,
I did. I would have my hair up in the mask. And I always, like, had, like, a small panic moment every night when the lights went out. Because I was like, okay, I have to take the mask off in such a way and then pull my hair out at the, like, not simultaneously, but it's like, rip the mask off, get your hair out, and shake it out. And I was always so afraid that, like, the ribbon would get caught in the clip or, like, something would go wrong in that small amount of time that we had. So, yes, I did have it down to a science so that I tried to not let that happen. Because Joe, I feel like he could just, like, and he was great.
He didn't have to worry about his hair.
Yeah, he didn't have to worry about it. And I was like, it's going to be it's a lot.
Right.
Yeah. It was a good show.
I had all these scripts sitting around, and I said, well, I can't make plays out of them anymore. Let's start making movies.
Shit.
And you were, you know, again, reaching back into the people I'd worked with in theater. And the best part for me was finally, like, I don't know if you felt this way, but I felt we had a little bit of redemption by getting you and Gabe in a movie together again.
I did feel that way, yeah.
Like, we're like, yes, like, we made it happen, different script, whole different thing. But it happened.
And I definitely felt that way because Gabe and I were supposed to do another short film together with Melissa and Mike and Brandon and their, like, little film, and he had to back out of that one. Oh. So I felt so scorned by Gabe. Yeah. Okay. I was like, you've done this to me twice. And Brandon actually ended up just stepping in.
Gotcha.
And doing his part. So to do Snot Groove, I was like, thank God.
Right.
I was almost waiting for him to be like, I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm glad I made that happen for you.
Yeah, because I was holding a lot of resentment.
Yeah, because I didn't know about the Hollow Tree Films thing either.
Yeah.
Wow. There are certain people, like, as I've made movies, there are certain people that I'd still consider, like, it's a miracle that they did it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's no shade on Gabe, but he had a lot going on.
Yeah.
And the fact that he did it was awesome.
Yeah.
You know? And he did the hell out of it.
He really did.
I haven't that is something I haven't watched in a long time.
I tried to find it last night on YouTube, and it's not on YouTube anymore. And
was it ever? Because I did take some things down.
I think it was, and I was like, "Fuck, maybe this doesn't make the cut anymore."
I don't know. Yeah, it's
maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Because then I had the 4 Drops of Poison CD in my hand, and I was like, I don't remember being in anything that was called 4 Drops of fucking Poison. Yeah. And I'm like showing it to Mike, and he's like, well, why don't you just play it? And I was like, I don't know, I'm not going to play it. And no, yeah. And then, like, it solidified it for it, because I was like, no, why would I fucking have this if I wasn't a part of it in some capacity?
Right.
And then, like, I went on this whole thing where I thought it was, like, the I don't know. I was like, is it part of In Season? Because, like, Kitty reprised In Season for an interview. And it only solidified it when I walked in your fucking apartment today and looked at the fucking poster over there. And I was like, shit, I should have watched it.
Yeah. So, because it was the 4. It was the 4.
Yeah, it was the 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll watch it today.
Okay.
I'll text you about it.
Yeah, because you're on there.
Yeah, I'm on there. I looked and I was like, son of a bitch, I should have fucking put it in the Blu-ray player.
Yeah, no, that was fun. Those are 4 fun shorts, but
Yeah.
So like in that movie, just to go through it,
Of course.
for the recording.
Yeah.
You were the lead in that film with you were in a couple with Gabe.
Mm-hmm. He was my
And
boyfriend.
He was your boyfriend, and it was a very, very light, jokey take.
Truly.
On cocaine.
Yeah.
And
which helped because I was very thin at that time.
Then it also, again, one of my feel like it's a bit of a miracle was Bernie.
Oh yeah.
Doing it.
Yeah.
On
for the longest time in my acting reel when I was actively, doing the thing or whatever, I had the snippet of him and I at the table, right. And I'm talking about my petrified Easy Bake Oven or whatever the fuck, on my Hello Kitty tea set, and I was just like, oh, I remember he had his script under the mat,
yeah. And he kept and
he kept lifting it to look, and you had to cheat it.
Yeah. Oh, that was a lot of cheating.
Yeah.
So he came back. He was in season.
Was he?
He played Uncle Bernie.
Oh my god.
He was the character, my character and the other girl's character's uncle.
Okay.
And you were our cousin.
Yeah, I was a cousin.
So for that one, I gave him no script.
Oh wow.
I invited a bunch of people over, other characters in the play.
Yeah.
Or the movie. Invited a bunch of people over, filled the table with food, and said, "Okay, guys, we're just hanging out as our characters. Bernie, just be yourself." And
great.
I had Mike Strunk and this other guy, John Young, who is amazing. He's filming, Mike's filming. They're doing this beautiful, not catching each other camera work. It was like lightning in a bottle.
Oh my god.
And there's Bernie sitting right where you are, just being Bernie. And he's telling jokes, and he's doing this whole thing, but the best moment, and we'll get back to Snot Groove, but you'll appreciate this. One, there's a girl at the table, and we're not filming.
Okay.
But I have a camera stationary just rolling.
Oh, good. Okay.
And they're talking about bread.
Oh, great. Okay.
And this girl says to Bernie that she buys her bagels at Wawa. And the look
of disgust, I'm sure.
Shot her, and he dropped his filter. He was like, "Are you kidding me? Look!" And then, not knowing we're rolling, he just turned around and shoots the camera a look. And he's like, "Oh." And,
the fucking best.
And I'm watching the footage and that has to be in the movie.
Yeah.
So I took that clip of them talking about bread. And then it worked perfectly because I had a clip of Stephanie Cariffi talking about how you can't get good bread in Pennsylvania.
Oh my god.
So I just put the two clips right next to one another.
Oh, perfect.
As if it was this is what we talk about.
Yeah.
There's no good bread. But yeah.
I remember the stuff that you put on our face and we sprayed it with water.
Oh,
and it turned to blood.
Yeah, I still have that stuff.
Really?
Not from them. I bought new batches for other movies.
It's 6 years old. It's not grooved.
But I used it in I used it in the Blister Sisters, which was part of 4 Drops of Poison.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that the Blister Sisters was up, and I didn't watch the whole thing. I just was skimming through it, and then when I watched the in-season trailer, I was skimming through it to find Kitty. And then I stopped at Steph's part because I had to fucking watch it. And she talks about her pit bull mixed with, and she's like, should a pit bull not blah blah. And I was just like, damn, she's a fucking gem. I could just watch her shit all day. And the Blister Sisters was was a lot of it improv.
The whole thing was.
Yeah.
There was a script, so if you were to watch it through, any of the scenes with the two girls sitting there, just talking,
chatting,
that's mainly scripted.
Okay.
But it's loose. Like I said, here's a script, but do what you want.
Right.
But let's keep it. There were certain story points I had to hit.
Right.
to keep it going.
Yeah.
But all this stuff in the bar was them. So like, and I think about it, I took Steph Curry, who I knew was totally cool, can handle it.
Yeah.
And I had these two actresses, and I got Mike Strung to bring us to the sleaziest biker bar in this area.
Oh my God.
That was reminiscent of like 70s and 80s.
Right.
So Mike and I went there first.
Oh, that's good.
Got ourselves, scoped it out. And
you also want to see if it's conducive for filming and lighting and all of that. Yeah.
Right. And also just like to see how bikery it is.
Truly.
So, and the fact that Mike grew up there was our in.
Right.
Because no one likes the guy with the camera.
No.
So that was me. So I knew right away, and having grown up with just a ton of bikers, I knew I was not going to be liked.
Right.
So I accepted that. But Mike was the hometown boy, and he was going to be our in. So we talked to them about it, and they were cool with it. So then, here we go, bring them in. And they just, everything was shot at that bar, even those outside scenes.
Oh, shit.
And we were just sitting out, because you have the bar, and it's attached to like cheapo rooms to rent.
Ah, gotcha.
And we were sitting outside of one of those cheapo rooms, and there was a dude in there who never bothered us.
Oh.
And he got a McDonald's delivery.
Oh my God.
While we were filming, and I have it as like an outtake. He was this big dude. This woman comes to his door and knocks. Doesn't even pay, and we're right there. She knocks, and he like comes out, and like we see his face like, and we just this big arm just like grabs the bag of McDonald's and pulls it in the apartment. And he never like bugged us. I don't know.
Wow.
But we had like people jumping in, like local people were just jumping in. This woman just walked on and just started like telling her story about how like she was a burlesque dancer and like in Hawaii and like made all this money.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But you look at her and you think like she's just like a Pocono broad.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, just to be honest.
Yeah.
But like here she is, like had this whole other life. And
how do you live such a life like that, but then you end up in the Poconos? How the fuck do people end up in the Poconos?
It's like The Blob. Have you seen The Blob movies?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's
really for
The
people
Blob.
that have never been there. It's like so alluring or something. Like there's something about it.
Yeah, everybody not from here loves
it. But if you fucking grew up there, fuck that place.
Yeah. But that was that movie, and then I pulled you into In Season, reprising the same role.
Yeah.
It was brief, but it was a fun bit of...
It was just fun.
For me.
Yeah.
Like, continuity-wise. I think I even had you in the same outfit.
Same shirt, same overshirt thing. It was like a zip vest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that zip vest because it was so, like, 2000s.
It really was.
It, like, if an outfit could ever be, like, the year 2000...
It would be that.
It would be.
When I was like heavy like high school emo phase, I had so many of those with like robots on them and they were like purple and whatever. Yeah. Yeah, when you handed me that I was like, oh wow. Here I am, 17 again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And in Season, I feel like the outfit didn't pop in Snot Groove because of the cameras I was using. I was using a more downgraded camera. I was using the DV tapes.
Gotcha.
For Snot Groove. And by In Season, I had the HD
of course
memory card and all that crap. And the shirt, like that hoodie, popped even more. I loved it.
And it's just so fitting for her character.
Yeah. So then, after that movie, we do another movie together, Last Words.
Yes.
Which was really great, too.
Yeah.
You know, and I watched you make yourself cry, which was pretty crazy.
I can still do that. Mike hates it.
I'm probably sure it's a good tool, a good card to play.
It is a good card. I've been playing it too much. He knows like the face that I like put on before, and he's like, "Stop, just stop, please, God." And I'm like, "No, let me do it." I'm like, "Let me buy new couch cushions." I cry.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a good tool.
So that movie is still on YouTube.
It is.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I watched that one last night.
Cool.
3.5-ish minutes of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked the freedom that you gave me with that one too. Like I remember going to like Salvation Armies and thrift shops and being and like you giving me like a loose idea of what you wanted and then me just like trying things on and sending you pictures. And it was just like, sure, great, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, that was fun.
It was.
Yeah, all these, for anybody listening, all these movies except for Snot Grove, I guess, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
But Snot Grove will be on I'll probably put it on the new channel where this is going.
Right.
Because I started a new YouTube channel for the podcast.
Oh,
and for any like new projects. Because the Shivering Fish Productions page is so swamped in like music and would be impossible to monetize.
Right.
And I want to be able to monetize a channel.
Gotcha.
For this.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to like divert people
Away.
not away from, because the movies are all there. I'm not taking them down.
Right.
But
just putting them in a newer, less convoluted platform.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And there's like if you go on the new channel, there's a link to the movies. So if you were
and
someone
that's where I went, and I was just like, "Fuck, Snaku's not here," but truly, I had it in my hands the whole time.
I didn't want to like completely make it forgotten.
Of course,
because most of the movies are all on there, except for In Season, because that one was still kind of people still are kind of like interested in it every once in a while.
I'm interested. Like when I watched the trailer, I was like, "Did this ever come out? What happened to this?"
Oh yeah, no, it came out. It was in festivals. It won a bunch of shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I watched the trailer last night, I was like,
"No, I'll give you that too."
Cool. Yeah, give me all the shit. Damn
yeah.
it.
In Season was doing good. The Healer was doing good, and then I went, and then I was done.
Yeah. Then you went like radio silent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was also like across the country. So.
Well, I got more like into art, like visual art, and I started a movie called Down on Me. I got mixed up with like people being real flaky, and there are people being flaky. There are people phoning it in, and I could just. But on the other hand, like there are people doing amazing jobs.
Right.
I'm not gonna put it out. If I'm gonna do a new movie, I want it to be better than the one that came before. Like I'm growing, you know.
Yeah, you want progression. You don't want to fucking plateau or like worse.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just shelved it. I was all pissed off and I shelved it. But it was the good people. Like Brad Reiner was in it.
Oh wow.
So the movie was supposed to take place in my mind, and there were all the different sections of my mind were different people.
Okay.
In control of certain parts of me. You know, Brad was the hunger center. So he was a chef.
Yeah, which he is.
Right.
Yeah.
He was just about to become a chef. Like he was just getting into it when we filmed.
Oh my god.
So like he was a chef and he was awesome. So like that was a great scene. There were some other great scenes. There was a girl who played a different incarnation of Alice, who was great. I was bringing all these people back from old movies and having new people, and it just collapsed in on itself. But then I had new ideas. I revisited. I changed the title to Mondo Alberto, which is Albert's World, and put it together exactly the way I want it. But it can't really. Nothing can ever happen with it. Because I used like clips from other there are moments in between scenes where I took VCR static and cut in clips from like other things, like clips from movies, clips from music videos, my own home movie clips, like from when I was a kid. I have like clips of like anything that like meant something to me in my life. Like, I have like Miss Cleo clips from like cable, like all sorts of like off the wall weirdness that I arranged in a way that does keep the narrative going. But it's just all these weird, crazy clips, like one after the other, in between the main scenes.
Oh, fuck.
In the movie.
That sounds fucking cool.
It
just sucks that it's like, there's a lot of copyright in it.
Yeah.
It's shelved, but.
Yeah, so it's just like for like a home screener.
Yeah.
For like people who want to watch it, they can watch it.
Yeah.
It really.
It's cool that you were just like, fuck, I'm not going to put this out there. I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want and make it perfect for me. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also, like, it's tough to do two things at once.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kind of came to, I'm sorry if I'm doing all the talking. You're the guest.
I like that you're doing all the talking. No, it's
okay.
good.
Like, I just sort of came to a point where, like, I love doing the artwork.
Mm-hmm.
And I love making the movies. But, like, if you're going to make a go, like a serious go of it in any kind of arts, like, you gotta pick one.
Yeah. That's kind of like where I'm at now in life. Like when I had moved out to Denver, I did have like all intention of continuing acting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had done short things with you and short things with Hollow Tree Films, and right before moving I did a web series with Hollow Tree Films. People were involved, but it was not Hollow Tree Films production. It was like these 4 people, 2 were from Australia, and then like 1 from Japan and 1 from New York, and they were all in New York at the same time working on this thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and you know, I was like, I'm gonna move out to Denver and I'm gonna continue it out there and I'm gonna be adventurous and young. And then like I got out there and it was like a little bit of a culture shock. And kind of by the time that I was like getting back into the theater in Denver, I was leaving.
Right.
For, you know, whatever. I decided to come back home. I miss my family and all that jazz. Yeah, again, it just takes such a long time to like get readjusted and like kind of back on your feet type of, you know, whatever. So I took an acting class for the first time in like years this past July, and then I felt like it shook me a little, and I was like, ooh, am I even still a good actress? I don't even know.
Right.
And like people are like, it's like riding a bike, and I'm like, that is a horrible fucking analogy. I don't ride bikes. I don't understand that.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know if, you know, it's just like I'm super rusty and it's there. It just needs to be, you know, remolded.
Right.
Or if I've, you know, lost all my talent and now I should leave it all behind. I have no idea. But for the last, like, I don't know. I guess since I moved to Denver and I've been back and it's probably been like 4 or 5 years, I've like have struggled with getting back into theater and getting back into art. Because it's like, if money was no object and health insurance was no object and all these adult bullshit factors were no object, I would just be a starving artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I would just be an actress. I would do that 24/7. But it's at the same time, it's like, you have bills to pay and car insurance and, you know, all of these things.
Right.
And it's like, well, do you love your art or do you love stability? And I guess, like, I love stability. I don't know. I love to make money. I love my job. And I do love my job. You know, it does bring me great satisfaction, but there are moments when I feel like small holes in my heart where I'm like, fuck, if only to be 23 and be at ESU acting, you know what I mean? But yeah, I struggle with that all the time.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, for me, the choice of choosing visual art over the movies was basically the only person I need to do visual art is me.
Of course.
I don't have to worry about wrangling actors. I don't have to worry about wrangling people from film.
Yeah.
And I understand the world a little bit better. I only need me. You know, I don't like have to worry about 15 other people.
Of course.
Who's going to be on time? Who's going to drop out?
Yeah.
Who's going to know a line? Who's going to do a good job? Who's going to do a shitty job? You know, and that's like, I got a taste of that in season because I had a few males in mind to play my part.
Okay.
And they were all like being wishy-washy. And I was like, screw it, I'll do it myself because I know I'll be there.
Right.
You know? So I didn't want to play the part.
Oh, because, okay, yeah. I was going to ask you, like, do you low-key like acting? Or is it just that you just end up in these situations where then you're like, fuck it, I'll do it? Just because
it is both.
Ooh, it is both?
Yeah, it is both.
Okay.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's fun. But most of the times I've done it, it's been because I've had to.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've always wondered that because I'm like, like he was in the pink bedroom and then like he did like, you know, you always like pop up in like small parts.
Yeah.
And then like within season, like you were a main character, like you were in it, and I was just like, does he just low key like acting, or is it happenstance?
Yeah, no, it was a little bit of both. I did enjoy it, but I wouldn't have done it if I had somebody like I knew was like, okay, they're gonna be reliable.
Yeah, solid.
Because those like the brother and the sister I needed constantly.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Now me being in it did change the story.
Interesting. Okay.
Like, and it was partially me being in it and seeing the story from the inside.
Oh.
Gave me this perspective like, no, I want them to break up. So, not to ruin it, but the brother and sister break up in the end.
I wondered.
And he goes on and just normalizes himself. But it's funny to like watch people watch it because it's such a weird ass topic.
Yeah.
That I treat very normally.
Yeah.
It's like my character goes off, meets another girl, and has a life. And how like people found it disbelief that the new girlfriend was so accepting because I was honest with her. Like, I was honest with her, and maybe I don't know. Like who knows? Like I don't know.
Yeah, who
Somebody
knows?
could be accepting.
Yeah.
You know. So. Yeah. But I got away with a lot in that movie.
I think about it and I'm like, would someone be fucking accepting? But it's like, you never know.
You never know. Because the sister wanted to have a baby.
Yes. Okay. I knew that there was something about a child.
Their parents died in an accident. There are 3 siblings.
Yeah.
And 2 of them get intimate. And then there's the one other sister who's like the foil for them.
Oh, okay.
And she is painted as like this overdramatic. She's hilarious. This overdramatic, like just crazed other sister who hates her 2 siblings because they're in a relationship so it's this tight wire of a movie where you feeling for these 2 characters who are doing something gross and wrong.
Right, yeah.
And the one who's actually sticking up for what's kind of the right thing is the villain.
Interesting.
And then like my character he's kind of a jerk and he's not as invested in it. Like the sister, she's there. Like this is us. We're a relationship, we're a couple.
Yeah.
Like this couldn't be any better. And then she starts talking like baby talk. And that's when my character's like, oh, ew, who was kind of maybe trying to find a way out.
Okay.
Like maybe he stepped in this and like now he's here. And he made this decision which was wrong, but now he's in it. And he's looking for a way out.
Interesting.
And now she wants a baby.
Right.
And like, how is that going to work?
Right. How is that going to
Right.
Yeah.
So it escalates to the point where she convinces him to go through with it. She has a miscarriage. Because brother, sister.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's when, at the worst possible time, my character is selfish.
Uh-huh.
And after this all happens, I don't stick around much longer.
Oh, wow.
And through the coaxing of this other sister, I split for New York.
Oh, shit.
And the other sister moves in and tries to, like, rebuild her sister to no avail. And this other sister, the Janine, who's the incestuous sister, just ends up sort of going mad.
Interesting.
And like the other like gimmick of the movie is everything is filmed in color except when the brother and sister, the incestuous ones, are in the shot. Then it's black and white.
Okay.
And when I break out of the relationship, then I'm in color.
Whoa.
So you never see Janine in color until the credits. Where she's introduced. Because like in the credits of that movie, everybody has like their own little like 3 seconds. So it's like Ellyse Burnett as and it's like a picture, like a shot of you.
Yeah.
And it's like such like so I went with everybody in the movie.
Wow.
So I introduced Irma, who plays Janine. She's last in the credits, and that's the color starts black and white. The shot starts black and white and changes the color because now she's not that character anymore.
Interesting.
That came to me like midway through the movie, and it didn't have a title until I was done because it took so long to film that we inadvertently made it through all 4 seasons.
Oh shit.
So I keep establishing the fact that this is over a year.
Yeah.
Because I keep getting shots of like fall, summer, spring, winter.
Yeah.
You know, so it just totally worked out. And then when I run away, the actress who played the girlfriend, there's a Christmas tree in the background because it was Christmas. Oh. So it all fell together.
Oh my god. Yeah, I remember when you approached me and you were like, "Oh, you should reprise this role. I'm doing this movie, but it's about a brother." And I was like, "That's different." And it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just like I don't know. When it comes to you, I don't have like a shock value. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. You know, we've done. You know, right. We've been through it. So I'm just like, okay, this isn't new. Mm-hmm. But that sounds so interesting. It's almost like, because when I watched the trailer, and this, I didn't pick up on it before you said it, and now that you said it, I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, the interviews are in color.
Yeah.
And every shot of the two of you in the trailer is in black and white, and it just seems like this, like, incestuous relationship is represented as, like, a whole that the two of you are in, potentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the most insane thing, and I'll get off of it, is one of the festivals I played that movie at, I had 2 people come up to me and ask like how it turned out. Like they thought the whole documentary was real, which I guess is a good thing. Like, so like what are they doing now? Like what's going on? Like all like in hushed tones.
How fucking exciting and also mortifying. It's like mortifying that one, you think that this really happened and, you know, I had this relationship, but 2, it's like, it's cool that people are sometimes so naive, I guess. Yeah. Like what an added layer of, I don't know what to call it.
It's crazy though.
Damn. That's fucking rad. How long did it play when it was at the cinema? Was it just one, let's say, like 2 a one night?
Played 2 nights.
Oh, shit. Like a Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
One day, like Sunday was during the day, so it was a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And it was in like the propaganda one. The propaganda theater.
Yeah.
The smaller one. But
fuck it.
Like,
if people still come see it, that's fucking cool.
Right. So yeah, that was really cool.
Interesting. Yeah, I was wondering because then you just delve headfirst into art and now you do art.
Yeah.
Beautiful art.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you have like shows and things, like art show, like gallery shows and things coming up, right?
Coming up. I have 2 coming up. One, I have an erotic art show coming up in New York.
Ooh. Yeah, you did a portrait for me.
Yeah, I'd like to do another one.
Yeah.
Because I'm not happy with that portrait at all. I hope you still like it.
I still have it,
I know, like, you have another one coming.
Oh.
Because, like, when I look at, like, portraits I've done now, and it's like, oh, some people, they deserve another one.
Oh, my God. I loved mine. You based it off, like, one of my old headshots, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it has, like, like, some of it's collage, like, my hair is, like, I don't know, it looks like it's from, like, it looks
it's
like it could
all
be
snacks.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like gum and snack.
Yeah.
It's me. And then like the rest is like marker and pen and when Mike and I moved a month ago, and when we moved into our new apartment, I got to like unpack a bunch of things that had been packed from when I moved from Denver.
Right. Oh wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, because when I lived with my sister, I was like, I don't have the room. I'm not gonna unpack all this shit. And so like so many things I got to like unpack for the first time in years a month ago, and I found it and I was like, oh my god. And he was like, we'll get a frame. This whole thing I was like, we have to frame everything. So yeah.
So did I give you the original?
No.
Or do you have a print?
I have a print.
Okay.
Because then you like wrote a little note on the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have the original.
I do. You might be leaving here with a lot of stuff.
Ooh. I fucking love it. I'm gonna come home with all this shit, and Mike's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" This is a lot of fucking nostalgia at once.
Yeah, no, it hits hard, and then like, it's 2020, and like, and you start doing the math.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No, I don't do any math. I mean, like, I always joke that I took like a 2-year vacation from my life when I moved to Denver, and then like came back and had to like be like, well, I was dead for 2 years and came back and got reacquainted with everybody and everything. And yeah, like even still.
Are you happy to be back on the East Coast ish?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, like, I don't like New York. I don't think I would ever like move there.
No.
Yeah, I think about moving back to Denver sometimes. And, like, Mike doesn't like Denver. He likes it to visit, but he's like, I couldn't live here. It was a weird adjustment to, like, move out there, and everyone's so nice. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with all these people? And my coworkers were like, no, it's you. You're mean.
Right?
I was like, me? And I moved back here with that attitude.
Right, and then...
And even now, like... 2 weeks ago, I was in a bagel joint in Jersey, like 5 minutes from our house. And I'm just saying, like, oh, how's your day going? Oh, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And the lady was like, you are so nice. Like, you're in a great mood. And I was like, and I left thinking, like, fuck. People just aren't nice.
No.
No.
I think, like, with Denver, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that
everyone's stoned.
Well, there's that, but I was there before that all came to be, and everybody was nice. I really feel like there's something to do psychologically with, number one, there's less light pollution. True. And you constantly have the mountains peering down at you. There's this subconscious, like, you feel small. Yes! You know that there's something bigger than you.
Oh my god! Ow, my heart. Yeah, no. There's, like, when you're driving on the highway in Denver and you see the city on your right and then you see like the mountains in front of you, it's so crazy. Like the city looks just like so small compared to these vast mountains. Right. And that was my favorite part. Like when I lived there, I had a window that faced west, it faced the mountains. And it was just like you said, you just feel so small. It like constantly like puts you in check. Yeah. Of like where your place is in the world, in the I don't know, in the universe, I guess maybe. It was so grounding all the time. And I just like chase that feeling in my mind all the time. So when I go back, I take 1,000,000 pictures. They never do it justice though.
No, it doesn't. I didn't take any pictures.
I don't know what's better, to take none and just like hold the memories, or try to take a lot and savor it. Yeah.
So before we wrap up, I want to jump back.
Jump back.
To something we were talking about before we started to record.
Oh.
Just because I think it's funny to out me in such a way. So before we started to talk, you were getting into my love for NASCAR. Mm-hmm. And if you could just see, like, watching this happen on social media and just
I just thought
very confused.
I was confused.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's even mind-boggling now to like sit here in your kitchen and see like little NASCAR train. Yeah, little cars and like your hat. I'm like, who the fuck is this
hat?
person?
But no, it's funny because I was like kind of totally hidden.
Yeah.
And would just be like on the sly, just looking at cars going circles.
Yeah, it's like you used to do I used to see you on Instagram and social media doing art and drawing, and then you'd have like a record in the background, or like you'd be listening to music,
right.
And then like one day all of the fucking sudden I was like, why is NASCAR on? And then I was like, well, maybe it's just like on the TV. Maybe now he just draws watching TV. Cool. But then it was like a reoccurring theme.
Yeah, oh no.
And then it was like you were posting like more and more about it, and like that you had it like recorded.
Oh
and,
yeah,
like,
I was numbering them, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, this is some deep shit. Like you have stickers on your laptop of NASCAR. Yeah. It's truly. How did you keep this from everyone for so long?
It was probably my greatest accomplishment, really.
I was gonna say, wow.
Because I was just so worried about like being stereotyped for liking this one weird thing that went against everything else I was into.
Right.
And
I mean, so many people. It's like you think NASCAR, you think like redneck hick, like I don't know. And
like but for me, like that is fine. But like I just didn't want like the stereotype of racism,
right? Of course,
to follow me because I like this sport. That if you were as involved in it as I am, you would realize all it is a stereotype, and it's the fans you gotta watch, not the dudes driving the cars and working on them.
Yeah.
But I was just so like self-conscious about it, about this thing that I was into since I was 13.
Dale Earnhardt crashed his car and died.
Oh, see, that was before.
I
was watching.
See, and that's like we all watched that, and then it was like we stopped watching. I don't know if my parents were like, oh my god, we shouldn't let her watch this, because who knows, or like what, I don't know if they thought it was traumatizing or...
Yeah, that was just like I started, that was 2001, and I started watching like early 2003.
Gotcha.
So I jumped in like after this whole like morning fest
had happened.
Gotcha. And at that time, like that's time period we're talking about.
Yeah.
That like NASCAR was everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you like I remember going into the CVS and getting like little NASCAR toys.
Same.
So like so now it's not like that, you know, like Earnhardt's and Jeff Gordon and all the big guys are gone. They're all retired.
Oh yeah, I saw Jeff Gordon's car and I was like, I had a small Jeff Gordon.
Oh, yeah.
I did. You know, I played with Barbies and Matchbox cars.
Like I had all this stuff like just like tucked away.
Oh.
Secret shame.
Secret shame.
For the longest time. And then eventually, I don't know what even like broke me. I don't know what that moment was, but it was recent.
It was recent.
Yeah. Like it was within the past like year and a half where I was just like, screw it. A couple of life events happened, and that branch that I was using as a kid to grab onto, all of a sudden I need it again. And now like I'm older, I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like,
you get older and then you're just like, fuck it. If you don't like me by now, who the fuck needed you in the first place?
If you're not going to like me because I watch NASCAR, like, screw you, you're not going to like me anyway.
Yeah.
So, like...
What a fucking silly reason to not like a person, truly.
So, like, I've dragged people to races with me.
Oh my god.
Who've never been... Because I'm really not a car guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
See, like, and that's what was so... Well... I don't know. I mean, yes, you think NASCAR and you're like, what the fuck? Al, he's an artist. But at the same time, I was like, I never pegged you and you never came off and we never talked about cars. Right. It wasn't like, I'm souping up my blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
it was never like that. So I was just like, he doesn't like, it's not like you're like souping up Subarus and shit and you're not hanging out at the fucking Stroud Mall going to these whack parking lot car shows.
Oh,
yeah, you laugh.
Perfect. Yeah, no, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Because I see those car shows and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, God, people that do that, I don't know. But so yeah, it was shocking. Not in a bad way. I was just, that's different.
It is. I'm always keeping people guessing.
Yeah. You're always keeping us just on our toes. Like,
right?
damn.
It's good, though.
It's
good. Like, I look at it in such a weird way, coming from the artistic mindset, that I just get something totally different out of it. Not to mention the nostalgia and that, like, cozy, like, you know?
I'm home.
Right.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. And I mean, NASCAR is also a sport, and it's like it holds something precious and different for everybody.
Right.
So, yeah. And it clearly brings you great joy. So
it definitely does.
I'm so glad that you're just like out and open about it.
And,
you're a yeller at the TV.
I love it.
My God.
And I sit there and I'm just like, it's just the best thing. Like every time, it could be the most boring shit race ever, and to me, it's the greatest thing in the world.
Wow. Hey, I mean, you know, my dad does the same thing when he watches football. He will sit there and he stands up and he shouts and he screams, and there are times I'm like, I think he's gonna die watching football one day. But yeah, it just, you know, as long as it's giving you that sense of joy and whatever.
Yeah, I'm not selling drugs.
No.
So, you know, it kept me off the streets as a kid. It keeps me off the streets now.
As an adult.
Yeah. Which is just as important.
Sure, yeah. And at first I was like, is this a joke? And then I was like, oh.
It could have so easily been a joke.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you know, you've gone on, like, Facebook posts, stories.
Oh, yeah, I've done pranks on people.
Yeah. Where I've read full paragraphs of things that you've written on Facebook and thought, oh my God, this is and then halfway through I'm like, this did not fucking happen. And I was like, this is not a real update on his life. Should have known. So I was like, is it a joke? And then when you were like numbering things and it was like more in-depth I was like, this isn't a joke. This is something I'm going to have to address.
Yeah, no, it's...
Being in your apartment and seeing everything, it can't be a joke.
No. I'd be in way too deep for it to
so
be a
fucking
joke.
deep.
So maybe we'll wrap it up. And thank you for doing this again.
Of course.
This was so much fun to reconnect like this.
Of course, yeah, it was dope. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Planet Shivers podcast. You can catch any movies referenced in this interview on the Shivering Fish Productions YouTube page, linked from the Albert Shivers YouTube channel. If you'd like to see more of my work, you can follow me on Instagram at Albert Shivers. If you'd like to see more of Isaac Wilson's work, you can follow him on Instagram at when_in_zen. You can find this podcast episode and more on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, the podcast app, and with video content on YouTube.